It's midnight, I'm in my robe, and I want to learn all the flags in Asia. Shall we? There's a bit of a crazy story behind this video. Okay, maybe not crazy, but like a little bit crazy. Literally, just yesterday, I was thinking to myself, I want to learn all the flags. I need to know flags of countries around the world because I'm very interested in global stuff, as you know if you've been to my channel before. If not, hi. I love learning languages, listening to music from around the world, consuming things from everywhere, yeah. And so I feel like flags are just knowledge I should have. And as soon as that thought enters my mind, guess what video pops up in my feed the next morning? Evolution of all Asian flags over the last 100 years. Where have you been all my life? Right on time. You know, it's like when you have a conversation with your friend about something and then you get an advertisement for it an hour later. It's giving that, except I've never said this out loud. So I think they're mind reading now. And yeah, that's promising. And that is my cat tearing up tissue paper in the background. Alright, so the video goes from 1924 to 2024. Let's see. This is a really cool editing style to show how it happens. That's awesome. Okay, that's a shift. Oh wow, I didn't know it ever looked like that. Okay, this is familiar. The star. Okay. Yes. Looking more familiar. Interesting. All USSR flags. I didn't know they did that. That's cool. Okay. Slight change there. Wow. Uzbekistan looks very different now. At least I know that one. Kyrgyzstan. They just had simple text like that. Wow. They really said copy and paste, didn't they? Russia doing its thing. My god. That's crazy, I didn't know they had matching flags like that. At least they somewhat use their own languages in some of them. There we go, yeah. Okay, switching to Cyrillic. Cyrillic. Oh, really? Japan? Did Japan occupy those places? I don't know my history, guys. I should, but okay. Oh, England. It is occupation based, isn't it? Right, yeah, because Japan occupied these places. Okay, Vietnam, okay. I feel like I knew that, but I forgot that it happened. Oh, that was Bangladesh. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's where I remember seeing that flag. Israel was a British colony? Myanmar? What? I should know these things. What? Oh, Palestine too. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Animations are so cute. Alright, there we go. A little bit of personalization, I see. Hardly. Okay, a little rotation. So these stripes kind of stuck around, huh? They just got rid of the red stuff, but some of these stripes seem semi-accurate. Okay. Oh, okay, we did a mirror flip. Okay. Okay. Another English colony, I guess. Gaining independence. Okay. Kind of twinning. Gosh, I need to review my history or learn it. I mean, a lot of these things I never even learned. Interesting. Some quite minor little revisions, but okay. Bigger zigzags, like you're doing that. Like a slight refinement. That's different. Huh. So fascinating. There we are. There we are, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. More modern. Okay. Slight tone adjustment. Tone adjustment again. What's Japan? Is that also a slight change in the red? Again with the zigzags. Oh, that's a change. Okay, Afghanistan, wow. Constant switching. Okay. And some of these are quite minor, and others not so minor. Okay. Now we're really getting to the recent years. Any change? Of course, Afghanistan. What else would I expect? And they all stayed the same from there. Alright. Did some of them never change at all? I feel like I didn't see, at least Turkey, for example, I don't remember seeing any differences. In Thailand, I don't know, maybe it did come up and I just forgot, but that was so interesting. I feel like this was so eye-opening in the sense of like there's so much that I don't know about certain territories, because I feel like what we learn in school, like I'm from America and we get taught, I mean, some global studies in school, but you know, we only kind of have so much time to focus on so many regions. You know, there's a lot of history in the world. Like, literally every country has a very deep history to it, and I mean, a lot has happened in history, right? To be able to cover it all is pretty crazy unless you really, you know, dedicate yourself to it and take like a very strong interest in learning all these things, which this has made me curious because personally my main interest in global stuff is language, and I would say culture as well. I really like those aspects, but as far as like learning in-depth history, I feel like that was never really my sort of area that I felt inclined to look into, despite the fact that obviously the history contributes to the language and culture. Like, that's literally what formed it. History is a huge, very important part of that. But I guess for most of my life, I've just generally been much more interested in learning like present day stuff going on, or like super ancient history and the culture there, as opposed to kind of like geopolitics and things like that. So there's definitely, I feel like, a lot of kind of gaps in my knowledge, but it is important to the things that I do find interesting. So it is probably worth, you know, looking more into that, especially since like I hadn't even considered the fact somehow that, you know, places that were occupied or colonized would take on the flag of the occupant, which in retrospect seems a bit obvious, right? But I don't know, like they could have made up other flags for them and stuff, kind of like what Russia did, I guess, with the USSR. Like, they all had that same communist vibe, but a little bit of customization for each, you know, like that makes a little more sense to me. But some of them are just straight up the flag of the country that colonized, so I thought that was really interesting. Also, I found it cool to see what kind of changes they implemented, because sometimes it was, you know, an entire reconstruction, and sometimes it was, you know, minor little adjustments, and it makes me interested to find out, like, how did they come up with these things? You know, like, at what point did they decide that, oh, this needs a little adjustment, or let's rebrand ourselves entirely? If the people in power change and, you know, that dynamic shifts, I understand how, if it's like considered a new territory or something, they gain independence and they completely redo the flag, that makes sense to me. But I don't know that that was necessarily the case in every one of these situations. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I do think this was really cool and really opened my eyes up to how much I don't know. So more for me to look into in the future. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to check out any of my other links, they'll be in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.